What's up? It is Renee. Welcome to Edge of Illumination. How to protect from narcissists. You are an empath, and if you have dealt with a narcissist already, you understand how crucial it is to constantly keep up to date with protection techniques and setting boundaries high, because narcissists are adaptive. I'm a sociologist as well as a musician. I've studied narcissism for a very long time, dealt with these people indirectly, directly, case studies, and in personal experiences and observations. So I'm going to give you tools and tips that I have learned that have helped me navigate and other people to navigate. So step number one, with a narcissist, you have to be the adult. A lot of narcissists act like bad little kids. And because of this, you can't take them too seriously in terms of letting them provoke you. Narcissists love to get a reaction out of you because that shows them that they're in control. So because of this, they also thrive off of attention. They love to get attention, and they may do stunts. We've talked about this before in the past, where they will set up events and want you to see them with this girl or with this guy, or they want you to catch them cheating, or will do drama tissy fits in order to get you to give them attention. So when we remember that they are trying to get attention, it makes it easier for us to pull that back and stay focused and stay grounded. Number three, you have to be the adult with them because they like to manipulate. They enjoy it. Manipulation is their game, where empaths are more connected and like to address situations like an adult. Empaths tend to be very emotionally intelligent, but narcissists are not. So they like to come up with different clever ways of manipulating. It could be lying, it could be gaslighting, it could be deflecting, projection. So it's really important to keep that in mind when dealing with them. Take a breath, take a step back, because that's just how they are. Number two, very important to pace your energy levels when you're around them. So what that basically means is how you feel when you come into the situation with the narcissist. So if you come in feeling really good, really happy, really energetic, to keep in mind how you feel when you're around them versus right before you encounter them. This is really important because a lot of times they will gauge your body language in order to manipulate you. So it's important to make sure, if you came in feeling good, if you came in happy, to remain in that state regardless of what they are doing on the outside. What did you come in with? Hold on to that. Number two, watch your body and what it is telling you. So if you're starting to feel very uneasy, very uncomfortable, if you're starting to feel a really tense feeling in your gut, or a really tight feeling in your throat, anything like that, pay attention to these signs. I have noticed that oftentimes if I'm around a person that is narcissistic or has traits of covert narcissism, I will tend to start getting a sore throat and a really itchy throat almost instantly. In other cases, I might start to feel kind of nauseous. These are traits that are important to pay attention to because they can indicate a much larger problem, and it's your body trying to point you into the right direction. Also, pay attention to your gut instincts when you're around a narcissist. There are parts of the subconscious mind that understand things before your conscious mind does. And basically what that means is your body is smart. Your intuition is smart. So if you're paying attention to what your gut is telling you, what your instincts are telling you, there's a good chance that you were right. So very important to pay attention to that when you're around a potential narcissist. Number three, your internal monologue is really, really important. So how are they affecting your internal monologue? Are you starting to feel feelings of self-doubt, feelings of unworthiness? Are you starting to compare yourself to other people? Are you starting to feel like maybe you're less attractive, or you don't have this, or you don't have that? It's important to become aware of your thoughts, because when you're dealing with a narcissist, they want to manipulate this. They want to manipulate and confuse how you think about yourself. So staying aware with your own thoughts is crucial. Also consider, when you're dealing with them, is what they're doing and saying to you fair? And by fair, I mean, when you're dealing with them, are they asking too much of you? What are they trying to impose on you? If they have a request for you, ask yourself, is this fair? That helps you to take a step back and to assert yourself and stand up for yourself if need be and when need be. Consider when you're around a narcissist, especially if it's at work or something along those lines, or a family member, what are their objectives here? If you're encountering them directly one-on-one, consider what their objectives may be. What is it that they might be after? That doesn't mean be suspicious or overly cautious. It just means to keep that in mind, because if you start looking at it from that perspective, a lot of other stuff they say may begin to make sense. Typically, narcissists have objectives when dealing with people, such as wanting to obtain money, favors, powers. So it's important to recognize by taking a step back and asking yourself, when you're with a person that's a potential narcissist, what are their objectives, what their objective might be. Next, very important, when you're with a narcissist, do not give them too much thought. Don't give them too much thought, because remember, they're kind of like bad kids, would be a good analogy. When you're with them, reframe the situation. So if they do something kind of mean, or if they gossip, or if they do something that's rude, maybe they purposely blow off a text or a date, or they don't show up or do something, or they just, you know that they're trying to manipulate the situation. Don't give it too much thought in terms of, don't begin to overanalyze or overthink about it. Instead, stay cool, calm, and collected. Stay relaxed and address the situation if need be in a way that you feel is the most responsible and productive. If you're dealing with a narcissist in a more casual setting, give them as little attention as possible by straight out ignoring them, being indifferent to them. It doesn't mean that you have to be mean. It doesn't mean that you have to be rude, but ignore them. They would do the same thing to you if they could. If they feel like you would get a reaction out of you, they would do it. But the difference between you and them is you're not doing it for a reaction. You're doing it to protect your personal peace, serenity, and to feel good, because you know that this person is potentially toxic, negative, and going to put you in a bad situation that you don't want to be in, or circumstance that you don't want to be in. So it's important to protect your peace, stay nice and relaxed, and stay cool, calm, and collected at all times when dealing with a narcissist. Last but not least, this is the most important part, your boundaries. Think about it like this. You are a celebrity. You are the most important person in your life. You are important to the world. You have beautiful gifts, talents, and attributes that make you very special. And this needs to be protected at all times. So when you're dealing with, let's say, a celebrity, think of your favorite singer or your favorite actor. They need to have security. They need to have people vetted before they come into their life. They don't just hang out with anybody. They don't just interact with anybody. And it doesn't mean you need to be rude or anything like that, but it means you take precautions. And so with that being said, every single new person that enters into your life, they have to go through a level of security and a level of vetting before you allow them into your life. This is very important, and it is the kryptonite to the narcissist. Just like celebrities need to highly vet whoever comes into their life. They don't just go out with anyone. They don't just hang out with anyone. You have to allow yourself to have an extra layer of security with anybody that you're dealing with, including who you leave personal belongings around, who you tell certain information to, because you are important and you deserve to be protected at all times. Anyone that is trying to get you to relax your protections and to relax your boundaries is probably up to something that is not healthy or positive. Every person that comes into your life needs to be heavily vetted, especially in this day and age today with the changes in the digital landscape and in the social landscape. It's very important to protect yourself at all times and make sure you know the people that you're interacting with, who you're going to events with, who's going to be around, what are the safest locations. I also highly recommend, if you don't have it already, to save the number of the local sheriff's department, the local police, etc. in your phone, to where if something happens, you can alert them. And always stay diligent. It doesn't mean, again, you have to be overly cautious. You can still have fun, but it's important to take extra precautions because your health is the most important thing. Your health and security. Last but not least, do not be afraid to hurt someone's feelings by setting your boundaries. If you say no to them, then that is the answer. It is no. If they ask you to come to a party or go on a date or take a position or do something that you don't want to do, be okay with saying no and setting your boundaries firmly. You're not hurting anyone's feelings. You can be polite about it, but as empaths, You know, we always want to give everybody the benefit of a doubt. Sometimes we feel kind of bad about having to say no or I don't think so. But it's important to assert ourselves during this time because there are a lot of narcissists out there and there are a lot of other types of not so nice people. So it's really important that we make sure that we're doing this at all times. So I hope you have an awesome, cool, fun, amazing day. Till the next video, see you soon.